Hey guys, it's Abby, and I am.
The beast was as long as the boat. For 7 hours we did battle, until I said...
There's an ad, so I want to wait for that to finish.
Great. What should I do with your fish? Carrie? Just put it in the cooler.
If you're a fisherman, you tell tales. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance.
I don't want to save 15% on my car insurance. Okay. Okay. There we go. So, today I'm going to. I didn't get any suggestions on my posts, so I'm just gonna draw whatever. Do that. That'd be cool. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna use Autodesk Sketchbook 11 Pro 11 today, so I could probably just jump in there and just start. So, how's your morning going? My morning is going pretty good. Woke up about an hour ago, got ready. I'm gonna have lunch with a friend today, which is exciting because I never go out anymore. So, maybe I'm just gonna do a paintbrush. Let's see what this paintbrush looks like. It's a horrible paintbrush. Why is that even a thing? It's a horrible paintbrush. Okay. No. Let's see this paintbrush. No, it's pretty much the same thing. I kind of like that. Okay, let's go with that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. So, let me think. I'm gonna start with a bit of reddish orangey. Yeah, a little reddish orange. Oh, that looks just orange on here, but we'll fix that. So, right now I am just grabbing from the present one section, middle row paintbrush, and I'm just laying down this orangey foundation with that kind of textured brush. But I'm not gonna paint the entire thing this color. I may do this whole thing in one layer, since I don't have like a blur tool, like a blur by fiber tool, like in Manga Studio. I'm probably just gonna use like regular painter's techniques, just layers. Let's see how that starts to look. I have no idea what this is gonna turn out to yet. It will speak to me as we go. So, just continue going like that. Different levels of color. This is more of a reddish orange. I think I'm starting to get ideas a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Something's happening. What? I have no idea. I have somewhat of idea. Okay. I have a maybe idea, which may change. So, oh, I like that. So again, I know my social media is kind of confusing, but all of it is Rodriguez, except for Twitter, which is Abby's Castle. I think you can see that in my little intro screen. It has a little asterisk next to it. Let me see. That's pretty much the same color. Let me move down a bit. Oh, that's interesting. I like how that blends. That's interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna be going to Applebee's later. I like Applebee's. I mean, I'm like not like crazy in love with Applebee's, but I mean they're not horrible. I do enjoy food, so I will eat anything pretty much. Not anything pretty much. I'll try anything once, but then after that, you don't get anything from me. The first time I tried sushi, I completely lost my lunch. Completely. I'm trying to get a nicer, lighter color than this because it's kind of no. It's too yellow. I want it to be a bit more flat. Yeah, like that. So yeah, I like lost my lunch in front of my sister, in front of people. Yeah. So I don't know. Just don't get store sushi is the moral of the story. Like, I mean, it was Wegmans sushi. Like, if you been to Wegmans, I have no idea. But there's not many of them, but it was Wegmans sushi. And I just couldn't handle the truth. Okay, I'm gonna look at my my blur tool on this is just literally blurring it out. Like, it doesn't like smear it, but the smear tool is like crazy. So maybe we'll just see where that takes us. Who knows? Oh, 1 second. I'm gonna go open my task manager because I want to make sure all my power is going over here. So go to details and go over here, set priority, change. Okay, I forgot to do that before the stream, but okay. So anyway, the tool that I'm using right now is the smear one, and I'm gonna see how well this blends, but we'll see, because it kind of does that weird thing with the white. So I might just put a color beneath all this color, and then see where that. I'm going to just make a new layer, put that layer underneath that layer, and I'm gonna do like a deeper kind of orange, reddish orange. It's sort of looking a bit coppery, but that's okay. So yeah, maybe, yeah, that should work. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going back to my smear tool, back to the top layer, and gonna mix this color now. It kind of looks like the world is on fire right now. But that's kind of cool. Kind of cool. So, just like that, just wherever the color meets, just gonna smear that a bit. I mean, I really like my Blur by Fiber tool back in Manga Studio, but I mean, Autodesk Sketchbook has some nice really features. Their pencils are amazing, but this smear tool could be better, because it really does, it just smears it. It's like, if you remember those like Mario 64 party games where you like pull Mario's face and stuff like that. It's kind of how this is right now. But it looks good. It doesn't look bad, actually. It really does look like the world is on fire. Let me turn this a bit like that. Yeah, that looks pretty awesome. Yeah, that's looking legit. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing just yet. I'm just going and putting color down and seeing where it takes me. I mean, it's looking pretty interesting. Let's see. I'm just gonna see. What this is gonna look like. definitely gonna be laid lighter in. This is just a sketch to see how it's gonna look. Thinking of doing all dragonish. Doing a bit of dragony going on. So. Yeah, I like how that's working. Oh, I forgot to rename this entire broadcast. No wonder. Okay. Let me fix that. I mean, it's too early, man. It's way too early. Let me fix that. There. It's all nice and fixed. 8 o'clock is Undertale. So. But anyway. So. That is just. Let's see, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. See how that works. That's pretty interesting. I like that. Okay, so clean it up a bit. Yeah, not looking too bad. Not looking too bad at all. I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna make this smaller. I get a deeper kind of red so that it sticks out. Make a new layer. This layer's gonna go above all those layers and stuff. So it probably needs to be darker than that, because this is gonna be like the outline part. So yeah, I like that. So I'm gonna be drawing in the jawline. Very sketch-like. It's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. Once it colors in, it'll start to blend in once it's colored. Moving that around, drawing in that kind of. Probably make his brow a bit stronger. There's a dragon. Put in the nose. This little skin there for where his horns pop out. So that's going to be in a different color, that outline though. So do a little skin flap there, so it looks like his wings are coming out of that. And then do a little flap there. I want to make it look like that. This orange part right here is like, it's in between this orange part and where the lighter orangey part is. So move this in for where its arm's gonna be. It's kind of like he's in the fire, so that's pretty interesting. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. other wing over here. And that can be moving that way. Like that. Bringing up his kind of the thick part where the kind of like his wing arm extends be right around here. So, okay, do a bit for the eye. And a bit for this little fleshy flap for where his mouth is. Like that. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to make a new layer. Gonna get a more whitish color, but not too white. More of a reddish kind of white. So for the horns, things. Yeah, that might be not good enough. Yeah, I like that. This layer should go beneath the last layer we just did. And just where the fleshy parts come out, you just make the horns. And then I'll probably zoom in over here for making his teeth. I'm probably gonna make my pencil a bit smaller. I don't really want to make it like that. Yeah, I like that better. Trying to make the teeth look as natural as possible. But I also want it to look like the fire is coming out of his mouth. Probably do deeper. Yeah. Color it in right now because it's probably going to be hard to color in later because they're so small in perspective with all the other stuff. And then I'll probably make this layer more saturated by doubling it once I'm done here. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be too perfect, the coloring right now, because it's going to look like the light is bouncing off of it because of all the orange. But you just want to make it look like it's solid, not like it's just drawn on there, so. But we're going to fix that top part of the mouth with once we color everything in, and it's going to look correct. So, anyway, that is for that. And oh, while we're here, we can do his little claws. Awesome. Okay. Next, we'll zoom out a bit. Move them all over here. And I'm going to just use my dropper tool and get that color back because I want to just work a bit on that knuckle on the next layer. Bump, bump. And yeah. Look a bit on those knuckles just so they're defined. Okay. Nice. Alright, so next part we're going to be doing some coloring, and that's going to be beneath all those other outline layers that we just did. And I get rid of the little sketchy doodle that I did, and I'm going to zoom in real quick and start coloring it while it's in. So let me just get a color close to that original color just in, but lighter. And move that over here. I'll try to do the bigger part over here first. And so I'm gonna get, I think my airbrush tool might be best for this. Yeah. I'm trying not to get too much into this kind of fire over here because I really like how it looks. So but we're gonna build up on this color though. This is just for a base. Looking pretty good, color-wise at least. And I will definitely erase away some stuff that starts to get out of the outline. Okay, let's move this around. Pan over here. Color that in. Darker color, a bit darker, and we're going to start moving around again. Okay. So I'm going to just be putting this around the area where, to give it more of a shadowy look on certain parts of the body. Now, it's okay if some of the orangey yellow kind of stays there because it's going to look like refracted light. But you just want to get the really dark parts where the shadows should be, because the light's casting will create a type of shadow. So yeah, it's definitely looking like his skin is definitely more alive. Not bad. We'll do the scales later. I just want to go underneath that little bone, because this part is definitely a big old bone into where the skin flaps would be for the wings. Just like that. Do the same with the other side. Kind of like that, and it's looking pretty good, especially with how that orange is starting to look like it's refracted. Yeah, that's definitely looking pretty cool. It's sort of looking like it's one with that fire, which is Pretty awesome. Awesome. It's pretty awesome. I'm pretty impressed right now. Especially since I didn't even know what I was making until I started making this. So I picked a medium kind of color just to make it a bit more saturated. Maybe I'll leave it lighter in the mouth actually, so that it looks like fire is coming out of the mouth. But I'm definitely going to darken up some specific parts. So I'm going to grab my zoom tool and just like that. Make it a bit darker up where this line should be, because it's going to represent a bit of the arm. Like that. Where these kind of a saggier part of the jaw is. I don't know where that giant circle came from, but let's get rid of that. Okay, so I'm going to have to move to the top layer so that I can correct this part where the teeth are. So I'm going to zoom in real close so we get a good look for those teeth. Okay, let me see my dropper tool. And then this color around here. Use that to blend in this one. So it still looks like like the light is being reflected. Like that. I'm gonna get my eraser real quick and erase this part. This, make it really small. Nope. Where's my little dropper? Doop. I'm sure I like that. Yeah. Move it like that. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Okay. So, definitely liking where that coloration's going. And put it a little deeper up in here so it shows a bit more that it's inside the mouth. And let's go in, zoom out. Let's see where else it could use a good bit of darkness. Just around this edge right here. Blend that in, just so that the horns pop out more. I'm gonna color in those horns so that can be seen better. Bigger pencil. And color cut that. this in. I'm gonna get a darker color of this just for some shadowing over here, like inside the horn area where it meets that skin patch. So it definitely looks more horn-ish. I'm gonna get rid of like all this excess stuff. And then, yeah, that's pretty nice. Probably do the eyes while I'm here, by the way. Probably get a darkish kind of burnt umber. Yeah. And not bad. Okay, I gotta fix these teeth down here. I didn't even notice. Okay, get all the way on top. Wrong color. Get that. It's a bit off. Blend this in here. Okay, and let's just get back out of there. Yeah, it needs to be blended a bit more. I'm just going back around the colors that are already around here just to blend that in. Almost there. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Okay, add a bit more of this color because it's kind of in between there. No, it's not really that in between now, is it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is that what I want? Not really sure. Blur in there. That's really big. Whoa, what was that? Yeah, my blur tool went crazy for a second. Okay. Dum da dum. Dum 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 dum. Wow, this lip is being really painful, right? we're gonna get it. Yeah, I like that better. And then I'm gonna bring this chin color up into this. So blend that in a little bit. Blend, blend, blend. And let's see how that looks from far away. Not bad. Much better. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna fix up some of this color back here. That's getting imposing on this fire. Maybe I need a softer eraser for this. So I'm grabbing my soft eraser and then I'll back. Control Z is really my friend. Like, it's definitely there for what I need, so. Get some of that. Not bad. Okay, and now I'm going to duplicate this layer and see if better saturation. Yeah, saturation's definitely coming through. Yeah, that's a lot of saturation. Yeah. Okay, so now that it's saturated a bit, I'm gonna join all these saturated color layers together and then just do a bit of the soft eraser so that it starts to blend in to the background, just like that. So it doesn't look so circly around stuff, but it looks like the fire is just like right there on it. Kinda like that, yeah. Looking pretty awesome. Coming up on the top here. I'm gonna make his head be the most pronounced thing. Doing around his little mouth. I'm gonna probably work more on the eyeball. Just cleaning up this color around his neck there. But that's looking pretty cool. Anyway, so gonna zoom in, do a bit of work on that eye. And this is gonna be up on DeviantArt later. Ledger Guy at DeviantArt, or DeviantArt, Ledger Guy, whatever. You just type in my name and it'll come up. So I'm going to add a bit of a glow to the eye and just sculpt it a bit more because it's not very sculpted. So I'm gonna go for a more, I'm just gonna use my dropper tool and this little patch, and I'm gonna just color that in for where whites of the eyes would be. So that it comes really bold in there. You see how it's just so much more bold now? And I'm going to get this guy and just add the color around it to sculpt it a bit. And I'm gonna do a kind of lighter color up in here where the mouth is, so that it's a lot. I'm gonna do a darker color around the eye though, because it's starting to look a bit sunken in, so I'm gonna put up like that. And add. I'm gonna put red, deep red. his iris. Okay, so I'm gonna get a darker color and just do. Well, I should do that lighter color first so that they know that it's his inner skin. I think that's a bit too hard in there, so let me do it a little bit lighter in there. So that it's more of a fleshy color. Alright, and now I'm gonna go put in those dark scales. And make a new layer just for this. And use a much smaller pencil. And the technique I'm going to use is just kind of like 3 together, 2 together. It gives you the kind of feel of scales without you having to do 10,000 scales. So it's a suggestion that is powerful, and it just kind of wakes up your imagination. You see how bold they're looking? We can make them look less bold. By making the layer more transparent on the layer settings. I want this to be like that so that it's in the right direction. So just gonna probably move it this way actually, so it gives it some direction. So that's a nice suggestion there. That's pretty nice. I'm not sure if I want to do the wings. I might want to leave the wings looking like they're fleshier. Like they're more grotesque. Yeah, I really like that, how it's looking, so... And if the scales are getting to you, you just lighten them up a bit like that, changing the opaqueness of the layer. See, when you put them all the way up, it kind of looks like that, and they really stand out. But if I lighten them just a bit, they really blend in there really nicely. I might do like a bit more on this face here. I mean, it'd be too big. But 1, 2, 3. Still might be too big. Let me zoom in. Not bad. Now, on the very bottom layer where we have all our colors, I am going to use that smear tool like we did in the beginning, make it a lot smaller, and just like funnel it from where the mouth is. This is not the smear tool, this is sharpen tool. Okay, so smear, there we go. Now that is what I'm talking about. That is pretty awesome. It looks like the fire's coming out there. Very nice, very nice. I did, however, let's go make a layer underneath our color layer of our dragon, and I'm going to put in a last detail I think it kind of needs. Color a bit more red, and I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to add a bit of tongue in there. Maybe around the teeth I'm gonna take that out a bit. I duplicated the teeth layer a bit so that it won't be so too much against this. And I'm gonna make it a lot lighter around the top and a lot darker toward the bottom. I'm gonna get the dropper tool, just kind of fade over that tongue a bit. So it really does look like the fire's coming out. Look at that. That looks pretty awesome. I mean, if I do say so myself. Okay, last but not least, always add your signature. I'm gonna go put it black. And I'm gonna put it right over here. I'll probably make this smaller brush though. we go. Now this is going to be a free download on DeviantArt. Let me just save as Dragon. And then I'm going to make sure it's best. Export that. Close this up. And I'm going to go and press DeviantArt. Go submit this guy. Oh, nice little dragon. Mature content, no. Download. I'm gonna name this Hellfire, so you can look at that up. And I'm going to type dragon, for tags, dragon, fire, red, lizard. Okay, and I'm going to put made on a live stream. Okay. Anyway, that's gonna be that. What other tag should I put on there? I don't know. Okay, so anyway, drawing, digital art, fantasy. Alright, submit. And there you go. I'm going to be back in a few minutes for our 8 o'clock gaming spiel. And let me just go over here. Now, it's going to be, my schedule right now is going to be Monday through Wednesdays, this schedule. So 8 a.m. gaming Eastern, and then 7 a.m. art Eastern Standard Time. And that's going to be Monday through Wednesday, so that's going to be consistent. And then for the rest of the days, I may or may not stream at different times, so it's just going to be random. Pretty much random things. It might not be gaming, it might not be art. I might do like a chapter reading something interesting, or, you know, reading articles or fan fictions or whatever, and on those days, and they're just going to be random, you know, whatevers. So thanks for watching though, and I'll be back in a couple minutes. Gonna go, you know, do all that potty stuff. Alright, see you.